Thank you very much for joining us, Markus. You're exhibiting at Intersec, of course, but other news is Siemens is the infrastructure digitalization partner of the Dubai Expo 2020. Tell us a little bit about this partnership.
Garrett, very correct. Thank you for the introduction. Yes, I'm the head of building technologies for Siemens here in the Middle East. We're very proud to be associated with Expo as a partner for digital infrastructure. Expo 2020 gives us the chance to build the city of the future. And Siemens and Expo have discussed how can a smart city look like? What are the elements of the infrastructure for a smart city? And that's exactly what we are rolling out right now. What's the benefit of this? Of course, it needs ultimately to benefit the people and also sustainability. As you know, Expo 2020 is the most connected expo ever, but also the most sustainable expo. And for this, our systems, our technologies, our people and services are catering.
You have a central command center and everything is over the clouds, I understand. Is that right?
Not everything, but you're absolutely right. So we are deploying building management systems, we are deploying access control and video surveillance, video management system, which is all grouped and groomed back to a centralized command and control center. So we are having the connection to the operating system of the Internet of Things. In Siemens terms, it's MindSphere. Our MindSphere platform is also connected and is helping to evaluate and analyze the enormous amount of bulk data. So making from big data, smart data, that is the intention of having not only the infrastructure, not only the command and control center or the centralized building management system, but giving this data to IoT platform, to MindSphere, where we can then use this data to develop further applications, which will give better user experience, but also cater for the sustainability. With the data, we can optimize the energy consumption of the buildings. For example, our Navigator platform is connected to 137 buildings on Expo. We are monitoring these buildings 24 hours. We know the energy consumption, the water consumption, and with the Navigator platform, we are able to trim it, to optimize it, to make sure that Expo 2020 is the most sustainable and energy efficient Expo that we ever had.
The most sustainable and the smartest Expo. It's obviously it's a huge project for Siemens Middle East. Tell us about the challenges that you've had to overcome, and I guess the scale overall. I mean, you mentioned 130 buildings. It must be quite a significant project for you.
Yeah, it's an enormous task to roll this out, and of course this is a project you can't expect any time extension. So we have put all our teams in place. We have really staffed it well, and we are progressing really well. What I like particular is the professionalism of the Expo counterparts. So they have amassed people from all around the world which are working with my teams to roll out the different subsystems. Like I mentioned before, the SIGO-CC, surveillance and CPaaS, but also Navigator platform and MindSphere. And the teams are nicely molded together. So I see the progress of the physical progress is the ultimate entrance point for us to deploy the systems in the buildings. So if you ask about challenges, it is the physical construction that is currently going on. You should visit the place. I'm very satisfied with what I'm seeing. And it will be the smartest city. It will be the nucleus of a city of the future. And what is intended with this to bring the learnings and the experience of Expo maybe to a greater place, maybe the whole city of Dubai and other big cities in our region, to form smart buildings, smart cities, smart countries, and ultimately a user experience where people feel life is safer, securer, and the comfort is higher. That's what we want to get, right?
Where does this particular project rank on a global scale for Siemens building technologies? Obviously in the Middle East, probably one of your largest ones, I'd imagine, but on a global scale, where does it rank?
It ranks very high up, and for some of the deployed systems, this is the world's largest deployment. And of course, there are so many different systems that we are keying together that this is an extremely significant project for Siemens, which has very high and top-level attention.
And I believe, obviously, behind us here, we have obviously the Expo 2020 logo, Intersec 2019. How much of the solutions, how many of the solutions that you're showcasing here, how relevant are they to what we might see at Expo 2020 in a couple of years?
I would say that all of the solutions you see on the stand are also deployed at Expo 2020. So for us, it's a big thing. If you want to know what's deployed at Expo, please come and see it here on the stand. Our experts will guide you through it. But let me jump back. Why do we do it? To have a sustainable city, to have an energy efficient city is key. And there is a business case between smart technologies, for energy efficiency. So I can only encourage everyone who listens and thinks about why should I do it. The extra tiny bit of investment is absolutely worth it. We all have collectively to look for smarter cities in future, more energy efficient cities and sustainability. It's our world, we only have one of it.
At Intersec 2019, it's obviously still early days yet. The first day of the show, we still have 2 more days at the Dubai World Trade Center. But I'd imagine you must be meeting or planning to meet a lot of your channel partners that are involved in the project and potentially new channel partners as well, is that right?
We already met a lot of partners. I mean, today morning was super busy, but we are planning to meet lots and loads of regional partners as well here at Intersec. It's a platform which we always cherished, and it helped us to develop our brand awareness here in the region. We closed lots of deals because of the fact that we were here, but also Expo 2020 is enabling us to speak about the solution competence of Siemens, because Siemens has a portfolio that is end-to-end. We are an integrator. We are here to stay, and it's a 170-year-old company. I mean, which better partner can you wish for to work together? And I think this has transpired to the buyers, to the contractors, that Siemens is a partner you can rely on, you can trust. We are here in the next 5 or 10 years that your system will be operational. So Intersec was an amazing platform for us, and I believe also it will be in future.
So here's for 2 more days of busy networking at Intersec. Markus, thank you very much for your time, and good luck with the rest of the show.
It was my pleasure, thank you.